Have you ever wondered what it really takes to live not just longer, but better? Imagine waking up every day feeling energized, connected, and ready to tackle whatever comes your way. Sounds good, doesn't it? Well, here's the exciting part. Science shows us that even after 60, there are simple habits you can adopt that may add years to your life and quality to your days. And no, I'm not talking about expensive supplements or drastic lifestyle changes. These are practical, science-backed habits anyone can embrace. Why does this matter so much for people over 60? Because this is the time when small choices can make a big difference. Your body might not bounce back as quickly as it used to, but that doesn't mean you're out of options. In fact, research from institutions like Harvard Medical School and the National Institutes of Health shows that adopting certain habits later in life can improve longevity, reduce the risk of chronic diseases, and even boost mental well-being. The best part? You don't have to overhaul your entire life overnight. Small, consistent actions can lead to remarkable results. Let's get started with the first habit: staying physically active. Now I know what some of you might be thinking. Exercise? At my age? But hear me out. Physical activity isn't about running marathons or lifting heavy weights, unless that's your thing. It's about moving your body in ways that feel good and keep you strong. Research shows that regular movement, whether it's walking, swimming, gardening, or even dancing, can significantly lower your risk of heart disease, diabetes, and even cognitive decline. A study published in the Journal of the American Geriatric Society found that seniors who stayed active had a 30% lower risk of premature death compared to those who were sedentary. Here's the beautiful part. You don't need a gym membership or fancy equipment. Start with something simple, like a 15-minute walk around your neighborhood. If mobility is an issue, chair exercises or gentle yoga can work wonders. My neighbor Margaret is 72 and swears by her daily swim at the community pool. She says it's her fountain of youth. And guess what? Science backs her up. Swimming is a low-impact exercise that improves cardiovascular health, flexibility, and even mood. So think about what kind of movement brings you joy and start there. Remember, consistency is key. It's not about perfection. The second habit is all about nourishing your body with the right foods. Let's face it, food is one of life's greatest pleasures, especially as we get older. But the choices we make can either fuel our bodies or slow them down. Before we dive in, if you find this helpful, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. That way, you'll never miss out on more tips to make life a little easier and safer. According to the Mediterranean diet, one of the most researched eating patterns in the world, prioritizing whole, nutrient-dense foods can add years to your life. Think colorful vegetables, fruits, whole grains, lean proteins, and healthy fats, like olive oil and nuts. Studies show that this way of eating reduces inflammation, supports brain health, and lowers the risk of chronic diseases. But here's the catch. You don't have to give up everything you love. Moderation is the name of the game. For example, if you adore dessert, enjoy a small piece of dark chocolate instead of a giant slice of cake, or swap white bread for whole grain options without feeling deprived. One of my favorite tips? Add more color to your plate. Brightly colored foods like spinach, blueberries, and sweet potatoes are packed with antioxidants that protect your cells from damage. A friend of mine, Helen, started adding a handful of berries to her morning oatmeal, and she swears she feels sharper and more energized throughout the day. Before we move on to the next set of habits, let's pause for a moment to reflect. Staying active and eating well aren't just about adding years to your life. They're about adding life to your years. These habits help you stay independent, enjoy hobbies, and spend more quality time with family and friends. And the best part? They're habits anyone can start today, no matter where you're starting from. Now that we've talked about staying active and eating well, let's shift our focus to something just as important, but often overlooked: mental health. Here's the truth. Your brain is like a muscle. It needs regular exercise to stay strong and sharp. And just like physical activity, mental stimulation can help protect against cognitive decline and keep you feeling engaged with life. Research shows that seniors who regularly challenge their minds have a lower risk of dementia and memory loss. So, how do you give your brain the workout it deserves? it's simpler than you might think. Start by incorporating activities that stimulate your mind. Things like puzzles, reading, learning a new skill, or even playing a musical instrument. For example, crossword puzzles and Sudoku are great for sharpening problem-solving skills, while learning a new language or hobby can create fresh neural connections. My Uncle Bob picked up painting in his late 60s, and he says it's not only improved his focus, but also brought him a sense of joy he hadn't felt in years. Plus, studies from institutions like the Mayo Clinic suggest that engaging in mentally stimulating activities can delay the onset of Alzheimer's symptoms by several years. The key is to find something that excites you and keeps you curious about the world. But mental health isn't just about brain games. It's also about managing stress and cultivating a positive outlook. Chronic stress can take a toll on both your body and mind, increasing inflammation and weakening your immune system. That's why practices like mindfulness, meditation, or simply taking time to breathe deeply can be so powerful. A study published in JAMA Internal Medicine found that mindfulness meditation significantly reduced symptoms of anxiety and depression in older adults. If meditation feels intimidating, start small. Sit quietly for 5 minutes each day, focusing on your breath or repeating a calming phrase. You might be surprised at how much lighter you feel after just a week of consistent practice. Next, let's talk about another critical piece of the longevity puzzle: social connections. Humans are wired for connection, and this need doesn't diminish as we age. In fact, it becomes even more important. Loneliness and social isolation are serious health risks linked to higher rates of heart disease, depression, and even premature death. On the flip side, maintaining strong relationships can add years to your life and improve your overall happiness. A landmark study from Harvard University followed participants for over 80 years and found that close relationships were the single biggest predictor of long-term health and happiness. So, how do you nurture these connections? Start by reaching out to family, friends, or neighbors, whether it's through phone calls, video chats, or in-person visits. Joining clubs or community groups is another fantastic way to meet like-minded people. For instance, book clubs, gardening groups, or volunteer organizations provide opportunities to connect while doing something meaningful. One of my favorite stories comes from a woman named Ruth who joined a local knitting circle at age 70. Not only did she make lifelong friends, but she also discovered a passion for teaching others, a role that gave her a renewed sense of purpose. If mobility or location makes socializing challenging, don't worry. Technology has made staying connected easier than ever. Platforms like Zoom, FaceTime, or even Facebook groups allow you to stay in touch with loved ones and join virtual communities centered around shared interests. And remember, quality matters more than quantity. Having one or two deep, supportive relationships can be far more impactful than having dozens of superficial ones. Now let's address a habit that many people underestimate: prioritizing sleep. Sleep isn't just downtime, it's when your body repairs itself, consolidates memories, and regulates hormones. Unfortunately, sleep issues become more common as we age, whether due to stress, medications, or changes in circadian rhythms. But here's the good news. Improving your sleep hygiene can make a world of difference. Experts recommend sticking to a consistent sleep schedule, creating a relaxing bedtime routine, and keeping your bedroom cool, dark, and quiet. Avoiding caffeine and screen time before bed can also help signal to your body that it's time to wind down. I'll never forget what my friend Carol told me about her journey to better sleep. She used to toss and turn for hours, feeling frustrated and exhausted. Then she started practicing gratitude journaling each night, writing down 3 things she was thankful for. Over time, she noticed she fell asleep faster and woke up feeling more refreshed. Studies back this up, showing that gratitude practices can reduce stress and improve sleep quality. So, if counting sheep isn't cutting it, try jotting down a few positives from your day instead. Before we wrap up this section, let's take a moment to appreciate how interconnected these habits are. Mental stimulation boosts brain health, which supports emotional resilience. Strong social ties reduce stress, which improves sleep. And restorative sleep gives you the energy to stay active and engaged. Together, they form a powerful cycle that enhances every aspect of your life. We've covered a lot of ground so far: staying active, eating well, nurturing your mental health, building strong social connections, and prioritizing sleep. Each of these habits plays a vital role in helping you live longer and better. But there's one more habit that ties everything together, and it's something you can start doing right now: cultivating gratitude. Gratitude isn't just a feel-good buzzword. It's a powerful practice that can transform your mindset, improve your relationships, and even boost your physical health. Research from institutions like the University of California, Berkeley, shows that practicing gratitude regularly can lower blood pressure, reduce inflammation, and increase feelings of happiness and life satisfaction. Here's why gratitude works. When you focus on what you're thankful for, it shifts your perspective from scarcity to abundance. Instead of dwelling on what's missing or what's changed as you've aged, you begin to notice the beauty in the present moment: the laughter of a grandchild, the warmth of the sun on your face, or the simple pleasure of a quiet morning with a cup of tea. I'll never forget my own experience with gratitude during a particularly tough time in my life. A few years ago, I went through a period where everything felt overwhelming. One day, a friend encouraged me to write down 3 things I was grateful for every night before bed. At first, it felt silly. How could listing a few positives change anything? But over time, I noticed a shift. My mind started seeking out the good instead of fixating on the bad. It wasn't magic, but it was transformative. So, how do you make gratitude a daily habit? Start small. Keep a journal by your bedside and jot down 3 things you're grateful for each day. They don't have to be big. Sometimes the smallest moments carry the most meaning. Maybe it's the kindness of a stranger, a phone call from an old friend, or the comfort of your favorite chair. Over time, this practice trains your brain to notice the positives, even on tough days. If writing isn't your thing, try expressing gratitude out loud. Tell someone you appreciate them, or simply take a moment to silently acknowledge the blessings in your life. The key is consistency. It's not about perfection, but about creating a habit that sticks. Now, let's take a step back and reflect on what we've learned. These 5 habits: staying active, eating well, nurturing your mental health, fostering social connections, and practicing gratitude, are more than just individual actions. Together, they form a blueprint for thriving after 60. They remind us that aging isn't about decline, it's about growth, adaptation, and finding new ways to enjoy life. You don't have to tackle all of these at once. Start with 1 or 2 that resonate with you and build from there. Remember, progress is personal. What matters most is that you're taking steps, no matter how small, to invest in your well-being. I want to leave you with this thought. The choices you make today shape the person you'll be tomorrow. Whether it's going for a walk, trying a new recipe, calling an old friend, or writing down what you're grateful for, every action counts. And here's the best part: you don't have to do it alone. Share these ideas with someone you care about. Invite a friend to join you for a walk, cook a healthy meal together, or swap gratitude lists. When we support each other, the journey becomes richer and more meaningful. Before we wrap up, I'd love to hear from you. Which of these habits resonates most with you? Or maybe you've discovered another practice that's made a difference in your life. Drop a comment below. I read every single one, and your insights might inspire someone else watching this video. While you're at it, if you found this helpful, give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing. That way, you'll never miss a video filled with tips and stories designed to help you live your best life. Thank you for spending this time with me. It's truly an honor to share these ideas with you, and I hope they spark something positive in your day. Remember, life doesn't stop at 60. It's just getting started. So keep moving, stay curious, and embrace the joy of living fully. Until next time, take care. And here's to adding not just years to your life, but life to your years.